Okay, so moving on and moving up in the chakra system, I wanted to also just preamble this video. So Anahata, Unstruck, Heart Chakra, you can come up here. Heart Chakra gets its own video. So that's the fourth chakra. I was thinking about how we're doing these and how how it sort of started from, you're right here, baby. It started from me finding this book, and I really liked how it explained the chakras. Like, we've gone through up to 3 now, and it explains how when a human, a person, is deficient either through an experience that's happened to them, right? So an example of that quickly would be the second chakra, sacral chakra. Sexual abuse would be held there. So unhealed sexual abuse or ongoing sexual abuse would keep someone stuck. Hondo, just relax, calm down, just lie down all the way. If somebody was in an ongoing situation where there was sexual abuse happening, they would be stuck, obviously by external circumstances. Boo-boo! All the way. By external circumstances, and sort of perceiving the world in that way. That's why very often in cases like, you know, where there's sexual abuse either in the home, teenagers and stuff like that will be reported. They'll kind of, this is an example of being stuck in perceiving the world through a deficient second chakra. Like, as the girl, so she's molested, let's say by her neighbor or something like that, and it's sort of a secret and whatever. I don't want to get too detailed into this. She will go into high school. Very often you'll see or same thing with a guy. They'll go into high school and into young adult life feeling like the only thing that's valuable to them is their bodies, because that's the only real attention they've gotten. So things in the brain, whether it was the father, the uncle, the plumber, things in the brain wire themselves. I feel like knowing isn't half the battle, knowing is the battle. Like, when you know something, you can't unknow. I mean, for me, I feel like when I learn information and it's like I've scanned it and I digest it and it's true for me, like, that's it, you know? New information can come up that can like change the perspective, you know what I'm saying? But I call bullshit on like my truth, your truth. There's facts, things that happen, and then there's opinions and feelings and perspectives. And this kind of falls into what I'm saying. Like, there is one reality, right? Like one experience, life experience that we're all in. But as many perspectives, and that's as many people exist as there are perspectives on the view of the world and of themselves. And when I think about it, you know, basically I wanted to preamble with, okay, I'll get to that thought later. To stick to the plan. So when I remember learning this stuff, in 2006 is when I took my foundational ROIT training. And that's the one that I created a manual for and ended up having, like, you know, doing my own trainings and stuff. And I remember grading all the exams because there's, under Yoga Alliance, there's certain questions, certain things you have to cover. One of the questions is, name all the 7 chakras, the associated seed sound, color, Sanskrit, associated organs, excessive, deficient. And I was like, it was rote memory for me then. Like, I'm not really, I did okay on my SATs, but like, I'm one of those people that does better, you know, in different, my strengths are not really in standardized testing. It's not standardized, but I took this information as like, you know, Muladhara, root chakra, red, Ram, you know, sacral chakra, orange, Svadhisthana, Ram, Lam, you know, sexual organs, da, da, da. It was just information, and now I'm so happy to be able to like, not spit it out, but explain it to you guys and how it affects how we're all experiencing life. So on an individual level, but you can think about in sort of a different way how other people are experiencing the world as well. Okay, so perception. Sorry it wasn't easy for me to, or easy to hear me last night with a little bit more in depth on second and two. Okay, before I read the book, because I'm probably just going to interrupt myself reading the book anyway. I like that it's succinct and it's keeping me sort of on track. And you talk about this stuff forever. So a few more things I want to note about heart chakra. It's in between the lower chakras and the upper chakras. It's smack in the middle. So the heart chakra, okay, then you have to stay though, baby. Lie down. Okay. So the heart chakra, so there's the three below and then there's the three above. So it's in the middle. It balances and takes from both. Let me see how they wrote it here. But the notes, okay, sustained focus on the heart chakra, these are my notes, transmutes deficiencies in all the lower chakras, which is basically where we're at. Like, people are either stuck in issues revolving around lower chakra, I don't want to say neglect, needs, or lower chakra, worst case scenario, sustained experiences, like that's their life experience right now. So they're either stuck there, and then the behaviors that go with that, like you behave differently when you wake up in the morning, when you don't know if you're gonna have food to feed your children at night, than when you wake up in the morning and have $100,000 in your bank account. It's just fact, right? So sustained focus on the heart transmutes the lower chakra imbalances, which are pretty much inevitable in this day and age. Okay, so another note I made, saying the same thing. Sustained focus and awareness on heart chakra transmutes imbalances from the lower chakras, Manipura up, right? Manipura up. When we reach the heart chakra, Anahata, the seat of the higher emotions, of love, of compassion, of kindness and empathy, we set a foot on a powerful spiritual path. Consciously centering our energy, thoughts, and actions on the heart helps us transcend the lower chakra issues that could mesmerize us forever. Remember I told you I like the semantics in this book? So instead of keep us stuck forever, mesmerize us forever. So if you think of the definition of the word mesmerize, it's holding awareness. So what you focus on, what's those things, like what you think about, you bring about, what you focus on, you bring upon, you know, all that stuff. And it's very hard, unless you intentionally use the power of your brain, to not focus on survival, on, you know, feeling comfortable with yourself sexually and financially and and also who you are in the world. To get to balanced third chakras, you're like, you know, the poster child of, you know, the white picket fence, I guess, you know, I mean, that's an outdated picture, but that wouldn't be my poster. Realized teachers have always taught that compassion, and realized, when they say realized, they mean enlightened. Teachers have always taught that compassion and loving kindness for all beings is the path to liberation. As we dissolve any blockages to unconditional love, the journey into the upper chakras begins. Oh, this is what else I was gonna say. And somehow, and it's like probably half the population of Los Angeles County, some people have this way of like disassociating. Like say I know everyone's familiar with either a character or someone you know, that my dad could be argued to have been this kind of person. But, you know, bills aren't paid, rent's not paid, money's owed all over the place, but they're smiling and having dinner and chopping it up and, you know, very calm. They somehow disassociated in a way from the lower chakras and the issues that they're facing. And I'm not judging this. And now we're kind of in the upper chakras. So they're communicating a lot, even though maybe it's not the truth or it's in manipulative ways. So it's out of balance. You know what I'm saying? They are just kind of like in the clouds. I remember one teacher, I went to a lecture and he talked about, and he was kind of talking about Hollywood people, and he was like, somebody needs to bring them down to earth. Their feet aren't on the ground, you know? So I like the way that, I'm gonna read that again because I really love this. Consciously centering our energy, thoughts, and actions in the heart helps us transcend the lower chakra issues that could mesmerize us forever, meaning could keep us stuck forever. Realize enlightened teachers have always taught that compassion and loving kindness for all beings is the path to liberation, freedom. As we dissolve any blockages to unconditional love, the journey into the upper chakras begins. The fifth chakra, Vishuddha. Well, before that, I'm going to read more about the fourth chakra, but I have to change my laundry. Did you guys notice anything different about me? Anything?